In our last class, we people have already completed up to chemical equation. Now we will read writing a chemical equation. Although I explained you writing a chemical equation, now let me remind you again. Okay. So writing a chemical equation and how to balance chemical equation and steps involved in it. These all things we will complete in this particular class. Okay. Let's get started. So in our last class, we will have completed our what? Chemical equations. Today what we will learn? We will learn a lot of topics. How to write chemical equation and balancing. And what? Balancing. These two things we will read. Writing a chemical equation. Let me give you an example. Here, he said that zinc metal reacts with dilute hydrochloric acid to yield zinc chloride and liberated hydrogen gas. So we are saying that zinc metal reacts with dilute hydrochloric acid to yield zinc chloride and liberated hydrogen gas. Let me write the statement. Zinc chloride reacts with zinc chloride came produced along with hydrogen gas when zinc and hydrochloric acid react with each other. Now we need to write this statement in equation form. How to write? Just follow the process. Zinc chloride produced along with hydrogen gas. So they both are produced. Who reacted here? Like who? What are the things here involved in reaction? Zinc as well as hydrochloric acid. Which hydrochloric acid dilute? Okay. Just remind your experiment number 3. So I will write here zinc plus what I will write? Let's see, in bracket I will write diluted. Okay. Now what it gave? It gave what? ZnCl2, which is known as zinc chloride plus hydrogen H2. Now question is, sir, why you wrote Cl2? Why you wrote H2? Students, it's very simple. If you have read 9th class crisscross method, I hope you all can remind that particular thing. In crisscross method, we have already read that whenever ion or charge of zinc is 2 whereas chlorine is 1. So they both will come down like alternatively and the formula will be zinc chloride. Whereas hydrogen gas, why H2 will go? See, H cannot stay independently. It needs another H. So it is a gas, right? Gas is liberated, we have seen in our experiment. So it is a gas. So for that gas, it needs to be H2. So according to our rule, we have read balanced chemical equation as well as skeletal chemical equation. Now it is a skeletal chemical equation or not? We need to balance it. How can we balance? Here one zinc, here one zinc. Here two, only have one hydrogen and one chloride, but there are two. So let me multiply 2 over here. So now it is balanced. In this way you can represent a chemical equation. Again another equation let me write. Another equation is sodium sulfate react with barium chloride to give white precipitate and barium sulfate and sodium chloride. White precipitate of barium chloride as well as sodium chloride. What exactly reacts with barium chloride. Formula is BaCl2. Okay, sodium sulfate reacts with barium chloride to give white precipitate. To give what? White precipitate. Short form you can write PPT. Okay, not PowerPoint presentation. It is precipitate in case of chemistry, so you can write PPT. Okay, and barium sulfate as well as sodium chloride. It is same. Barium sulfate and you know sodium chloride formula NaC. Now what we will do? We will represent an equation. It is very easy. So just you need to write Na2SO4. Students, always try to get in your mind why I write N capital and small a, because this is a symbol of sodium, that is Na. Okay, here I am to write this A as small letter as much as possible. Here sodium itself is an element. Oxygen itself is an element. So I write both of them as capital. You should never write in the same line. Okay, and you will do this O. If you write in small letter, then it will be something different, somewhat different element will come. So please keep these things in your mind. Whatever I am writing, here I wrote Na like capital and small a because it is one element. Again I will write what? Barium chloride. Symbol of barium is Da. Okay, and symbol of chlorine is Cl. Okay, or you can write small letter L. Right? Gives rise to what? Barium sulfate and sodium chloride. Barium sulfate, this is barium, this is sulfate. Right? So let us write here barium sulfate, that is BaS capital O4. Did you got it? Plus what? NaCl small l. Okay, so this is what our formula in which we have represented in symbol and formula manner. This is our chemical equation. I hope it is very clear to all of you, right? Okay. So now I'll teach you how to balance a chemical equation. Okay? In this class I'll teach you how to balance a chemical equation. Very important, students. Very easy if you follow the steps. It is very difficult if you won't follow the steps and go for shortcut. So please follow the process. It will be very easy for you. Balancing chemical equation. Before teaching that, I need to tell you a lot of stuff. Like, according to the law of conservation of mass, the reactant side is always equal to product side. Right? According to law of conservation of mass, the total mass of the product side is equal to the total mass of the reactant side. And you know that atom is the smallest particle of an element that takes part in the chemical reaction. As we all know, atom is the smallest part of the element which takes part in the reaction. Right? So, it is the atom which accounts for the mass of any substance. Yes. Mass of the substance is denoted by its atom. Okay. The number of atoms of each element before and after reaction must be the same. If two carbon atoms involved in a reaction, in product side 2 carbon atoms should come. This is what law of conservation of mass said. We have read in our 9th class, right? Law of chemical combination. That should be applied over here. That is why we need to balance a chemical equation. In a chemical equation, as I said, both reactant side will be there in the left side and product side is there in the right side. So formula units. Balancing a chemical equation involves finding out how many formula unit of each substance take part in the reaction. As I wrote BaCl2, I wrote barium chloride. So you need to figure it out how many formula units has been involved. Here barium is 1 unit, but chlorine 2 chlorine units are involved. These kind of things you need to figure it out. Okay students? Next, what are the steps you will follow while solving or while balancing a reaction? First step, write the equation with the correct chemical formula for each reactant and product. First step is write the equation with correct formula. First step is to write the equation with correct formula. Okay. Next step is to what? Suppose let us give example. H2 plus O2 gives rise to H2O. Here this is unit of H2 molecule. This is unit of what? Oxygen molecule, and this is water molecule. So we wrote. Next, what you have to do? Next, after writing the molecular formula, the substances equation is to be balanced. For this, we should not touch the ratio of the atom in the molecules of substances, but we may assign suitable number as coefficient before the formula. Here you should not change anything. You can apply coefficients. Coefficients means you will multiply 2 over here, you can multiply 2 over here. But this format should not be changed. Okay, this is one hydrogen molecule. You can make it 2. There also you can make it 4. But you should not make it half like H. You can never do that. Okay. So this is what the first thing what we will do. For that we will make one table. Okay. In that table we will write number of elements involved. In the reactant side who all are involved? Hydrogen and oxygen. Left hand side how much? Right hand side how much? Left hand side there is 2 hydrogen molecules present over there and 2 oxygen molecules also present over there. In the product side, what we got? 2 hydrogen molecule, but one oxygen molecule. Now we will balance it. How we will balance it? We need to multiply 2 on which side? See here, if we will multiply 2, then it is 2 into 1 2. So in between I cannot multiply. I have to give coefficient over here. Now after multiplying over here, what was the reaction? What is the reaction we got? We got 4 hydrogen molecules, 2 oxygen molecules. But here how many hydrogens are there? Only 2 are there. So what I need to do? Multiply 2 again over here because it is 4 now. Now everything are balanced. 2H2, O2, you will get 2H2O, right? This is your second step. Third step, sometimes there is a possibility that coefficient of all the substances get divided with a suitable number. Since we require the lowest ratio of coefficient for the reactant and product of the above operation is to be done, if no common factor is there, there is no need to divide the equation. The above equation needs no division of the coefficients of the substances. Students, if suppose coefficients are equal in all the sides, suppose here it is 2, here it is 2, that there also that is 2. If, let us take it, it will never happen. At some cases it is happening. Then what you can do? You can cut all the coefficients easily. You can take out all the coefficients. That's what it is saying. And step number 4, verify the equation for the balancing of atom on both the sides of the equation of the above equation. That's what. After writing everything, you need to verify at last. Okay? In the fourth step, what you will do? The most important one is to verify the entire equation, whether the reactant side or product side is equal or not. This is all the steps involved in a balancing chemical equation. Next I will teach you 2 or 3 examples. In those examples you will be very much clear. So until then, why and for this stuff, students, please go through page number 24 as well as page number 23, balancing chemical equation, and write down all the steps involved in it. It is very important for you all guys.